What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Shout out to the Ian and Mark show for continuing on, even though Mark is clearly on vacation. They keep talking about he's at Martha's Vineyard, and I saw that Mark played into it by posting on his Twitter account talking about, oh, you did the show without me? Shout out to the Ian and Mark show once again for continuing to put on the JBP community. Today they had on Micah, JB TV community. Shout out to his after hours. I'll plug his Patreon. They just started a Patreon page not too long ago. Y'all support them. I appreciate what Ian and Mark are doing as far as including the community, as far as getting our input on things, as far as using the community in order to propel and push the content forward. For those who didn't see, Micah spoke on Joe Budden speaking on the Metro Boomin album, and Metro Boomin responded. And as a direct result of that, now we're going to have Metro Boomin interview on the podcast. That is a major play. That's a major move. So given that there's actual influence in the community, for those who want to participate, join all the polls. Make sure you're joined to the JBTV community. Make sure if you want to make content, you're making content, because I guarantee they will see it and they will find you and they'll reach out to you. For those who are inquiring about why I haven't been on the show yet, that's my own fault. Your boy fucked up right before the campaign started, and I got to park my ass right here in Texas until the end of the month. So that's my own doing. Shout out to everybody that keeps reaching out to them, wanting me to be on the show. They've already reached out, so things are in play for that. This show's really good, guys, and it's only going to continue to get better because now, if you didn't notice, they had Ronnie Jordan on there. They had people from Barstool. Shout out to Kevin Clancy. Shout out to them getting people from Complex. Shout out to them just getting people from the industry to participate. The show is bigger than we realize, and I want us to be on the train for when it gets bigger to the point that we never imagined it would reach. Like, oh my goodness, what? How did it get here? Shout out to Joe for putting in his best work bag. But somebody reached out to Ian yesterday asking about what's going on with behind the scenes, and I think we're going to start getting real behind the scenes content. There's not going to be a narrative. There's not going to be a story that they're trying to push. They're just going to record what's going on, and it's going to be the introduction to the next guest that we're going to see. For those who weren't paying attention, I've been saying for 4 or 5 months now that JBP is no longer going to be the podcast that we all once came to love. He's segueing. He's moving towards a television model. He's really taking over the late night. He's doing what the late night television hosts used to do. He's going to have his monologue, he's going to have his comedic bits, and then he's going to have his interviews. And now they're stockpiling interviews. If you don't know what's happening later on down the line, come December time, he's going to make his Patreon push, and it's going to be nothing but interview-based podcasts that he releases from Patreon to entice people to sign up. The only difference this time, as opposed to all the other times he did it, is all the guests that he's bringing are A-tier. He finally played into the payola model. Well, let me not say that, even if he is getting paid. He finally played into the press rollout. So now he's a part of the press package. So everybody that's trending is finally going to show up to his podcast. And since he's number one in his space, he's going to attract bigger stars than everybody else is able to pull. Somebody pointed out yesterday, though, that iHeartMedia is in partnership with Colin Cowherd in The Volume. So that's something that we have to pay attention to. I kept wondering how Rory and Mal were receiving all of these guest appearances from people that they may have a relationship with in the industry, but it's very telling that now we know iHeartMedia is behind it. So whenever you see all these musical guest appearances, they're not just coming up there on their own volition. They're not coming up there under the guise of a relationship. And we should know that now because Ray Vaughn basically came out and said it. I came up there to check these niggas' temperature, not to see how they were doing or anything of the sort. And lo and behold, he also had a project that he was trying to push at the same time. So we got to pay attention to things like this. Except Joe's going to be open with it. Eventually, if we press him on this interview shit, he's going to tell us why all these people are coming up here for the interviews. He told us, you will know when there's changes. Whenever he gets a bigger bag, you'll know. It's not him showing us as far as his jewelry is concerned, or the cars, or the purchases he makes. It's the things that happen on the pod. And if you haven't noticed, he's getting guests left and right. So gotta pay attention to this. I'm happy for the movement. I'm happy for the direction that Ian and Mark show is going. I'll be anticipating another show coming out here pretty soon, but that's determined on the success of BTS, because they're going to start releasing the BTS episodes again. But if the cast is dry and continues to act like nothing's happening, then that show will get scrapped again. They just had to put this back on the Patreon because it was not there. They had 42 episodes that disappeared, and Joe and Ian can say they were reconstructing, but that shit was gone. The only reason they brought it back was because people were asking for it. And I already said that as well. I said it was going to become 2 shows. Let's see if they play more into it this time. And I don't want it to come off as scripted. That's what the Ian and Mark show is for. And y'all can make appearances on that and really make this 2 separate shows. But for the BTS, I feel like y'all should just show the guest coming up to the show, quote unquote, behind the scenes, so y'all can show people out there that y'all have real relationships with these guests and it's not a part of the press tour. That's kind of what Jennifer Hudson does whenever she does that dance entrance, is to loosen the guest up so they'll show more rapport going forward to make it seem like they're friends. If y'all can actually show that in the BTS, that'll be y'all dance walkout. And then y'all can have quote-unquote bloopers and all of that. But I'm giving too much sauce. I'm just being honest. I'm just happy with the direction that the channel's going. I'm just happy with the direction that the network is going. And every guest that comes on, whether they're a part of the press tour or not, brings up what happens on the Joe Budden podcast. That, if it's not part of the contract or not part of the play, that should be something that y'all make all the guests do going forward. If it's not, like I said, if it's not already a part of that, because that's how y'all brand yourselves. Damn, all these famous people watch our podcast, and then it'll come off as natural because they're bringing it up on their own. You're not provoking them to. But anyway, I appreciate y'all and y'all patience. I'm sorry, your boy, life is lifing, and it's not even for me, but I always tell people, your character shows whenever people aren't watching what you do. Your character shows whenever you pull through for people when they least expect you to. So I was in one of those moments today, and I had to help out my brother. Things I won't disclose, but it's always good to continue to show bonds with people that you're close to and make sure that they're appreciated and it's reciprocal. Make sure that they show their appreciation to you as well. But like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know what it is with us. You already know how we rock it. And we're just going to keep running. Hey, go check out the Patreon. Y'all think I'm just dropping 2 videos back to back on this and I ain't dropping nothing on Patreon. I'm telling everybody, and I'm seeing more and more and more people are making Patreon. Guys, fuck the numbers. Do not look at the engagement that you're receiving. Just continue to put out content and promote your page. If you make good content, the people will subscribe and they'll continue to show up. If you don't make good content, then it doesn't matter how many videos you have on a Patreon page, a YouTube page, your Twitter account, Instagram, whatever. They won't engage with it. They won't view it because they already anticipate that you're putting out bullshit. So over the years, I've stepped up my game, and I continue to tell everybody to do the same thing. And you're going to continue to see improvements on this channel. I appreciate everybody that gives your boy constructive criticism. We're just going to keep this thing rocking. See y'all later. Peace.